we know that Charlie's a really lovable character. I mean, I love her. At least.
Good choice.
She's my favorite.
Good choice.
But I wanted to know, like, what parts of your personality you sort of brought into the character, and maybe if it was the other way around.
Well, here's a great story. Robbie Thompson, the writer, the originator of the character, he basically wrote himself in the script and just made her a woman. And he wrote her as a Felicia Day type. And Sarah Gamble, the showrunner at the time, God bless her, thank God, she was like, why don't we try to get her? And he was like, really? And I'm just sitting there like, wait to be hired, man. Like, I actually, the month that they were shooting, I was about to launch my company. My whole company was launching, and we had to have 40 hours of content. That's why I was broken by that company. But we were launching, and I was like, I can't do a show right now. And I read the part, and I was like, well, this is the most perfect part ever written. I have to play this character, A. B, this show's on season 7. They're gonna get canceled at the end of the season. I better get on it now. Seriously, that's exactly what I thought. Because I was on Buffy, and I was on the 7th season, and that got, clearly, all shows get canceled on the 7th season. Shows don't even make it to 2 now, but anyway. So that was why I played Charlie. And she's just such a great character. As far as my personality, I have to say that I was a lot more introverted, I think, when I started, and a lot less confident. And being a part of the family of Supernatural, and being given so many joyous, wonderful scenes to play, and become so close to Jared and Jensen, and Dean and Sam, and Charlie, having them kind of work together like that. It was such a joy, and it really made me a braver person, and it made me want to be more of a champion in life. Like, I think that's what, so, a lot of it is me, but also it's a more confident version of me, which actually helped me as a person growing up with the character, if that makes sense. Yeah, thanks for that question. Right side, hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I got 3 hours sleep, but I'm good.
That's fine.
It's fine.
I'm Isabella.
Hi.
And I would like to know how much you relate yourself with your characters or any character in Supernatural. Like, how was it for you? Like, how you see in your character is all of these things.
I mean, how was it on set?
Yeah, like you acting or...
Oh my gosh. Well, you never know what you're gonna get to do, and that's what's wonderful. That's why I've been offered parts on like police procedurals and stuff, and I'm like, if there's not a vampire, I can't do this show. It's just not that interesting to me. I also want the possibility of something surprising happening, and the 911s are great. It's a wonderful gig, and it's just not for me because I want some magic in my life, right? And magic in the work that I do. And the special thing about Supernatural, having been on Eureka and Buffy and doing all sorts of guest stars, is that Jared and Jensen are just good people, and they influence the set so that everybody treats each other well. And that's really important, and it doesn't actually happen all the time. And there's a lot of hierarchy in Hollywood, and like people who do this job are better than this person, and it's just a lot of BS, right? Kind of high schooly. And the wonderful thing is that Supernatural didn't have that. If you're a jerk, you're not working there. And everybody treats each other well. And I think that's really gave me a lesson in how to make film and how best to create a family that lasts after you yell cut, right? So yeah, it's a special show, and the fact that you guys are here celebrating the show is a testament to what was on screen being taken into real life and affecting all of our lives as we go forward. So yeah, it's a great show, you guys. You should watch it. All right, over here, question.
Hi, Felicia.
What's up?
I'm Scarlett. My question is, if a movie were to come out for a specific book, or like a series of movies for a specific book series, who would you want to play, and what book or book series?
Oh goodness. Okay, I would be in it. Okay, so it's a book that I want to star in. Oh, because I was going to say The Fourth Wing, and I need to see some scenes with Zayden. Y'all, Felicia's always like 10 years too early for anything. I had a book club 10 years ago. No, in 2012 I started called Vaginal Fantasy, where we read basically romantasy and anything that had fantasy and naughty bits, we read it all. So I've like done the gamut. But Fourth Wing has something special, and that's a guy whose name starts with a Z. Okay? I'm not necessarily perving on fake characters, but this guy, bring him to life for me, okay? Am I going on too long about it? I don't even know what to say about the question you asked, because, oh wow, there's a lot of fantasy novels. There's a great fantasy novel by Stephen Donaldson called Through the Mirror. It's like a duology about a woman. Did you read this? You've read this book? Yeah, you know this is an amazing book, right? I feel like, I don't know, I might be too old for that part, but the lead character part, she goes through a mirror and goes into a fantasy world from the real. It's a portal fantasy, but it's an amazing 2 books, and it's just so good and so well written. I think I would love to play a character. I mean, in principle, I'd love to play a character who gets to go to another world from our world. Because I think that's awesome, and I read a lot about, listen, I read probably 3 lit RPG books a week about people getting transported into either a game world or a fantasy world with a game. I'm writing one myself because I'm like, well, you gotta do something with this, because otherwise you're just melting your brain. But yeah, I think that would be my dream. And that's a really good, there's another series kind of like that by Charles Stross, and it's about actually a fantasy. Doesn't have romance in it, and I don't know if there's a part for me in it, but it's about a fantasy world where people go and get this drug. It's basically like heroin, and so there's a drug trade between this fantasy world and the real world, and it gets really like intense, and it's very more it's more of a suspense book, and it has a lot of murder and stuff. It's a good series, though. Anyway, I can talk about books all day. Get out of here. Hi!
Hi.
I love you.
My name is Mari. Liam's last name from Fourth Wing is my name.
Okay.
And then, so I graduate high school in a month. So,
You graduate high school in a month?
yeah.
Okay, I'm old.
So, do you have any, like, life advice? Like, I'm going to college, like, all that stuff. So, do you have any, like, advice?
Well, I wrote my book about my life, and there's a chapter on college in there, and there's a great anecdote in there where I was so focused on getting great grades every time, and I was a straight A student until I took a class called group theory, which is a very advanced mathematics, and I was taking it in the summer, so it was even more condensed, and it was just really hard for me. And I kept going to office hours after office hours after office hours to this professor who had known me for years. And he looked at me one day, he's like, Felicia, the best thing that could happen to you is you get a B in this class. And I was so, excuse my language, I was so angry at him. I didn't do anything but study, and I ended up getting an A. But when I think back on that, I realized that he was right. Because these grades, yes, grades are not important, but like the life experience of knowing how to fail and knowing that you're okay is so important. So I guess my best advice is to screw up, and screw up with all your enthusiasm and be okay with it. Because failing is what builds you as a character. Succeeding, you don't want to read a book where they never have a problem, right? You want to read a book that has complications, that has issues, that has setbacks, that has horrible things happen to characters, because they come out stronger and a better version of themselves. And so I would say take a year off and go travel, figure yourself out, do some jobs that but if you want to go to college, do that. If your mom and dad are here, I'm sorry. But like my advice would be to screw up, make mistakes, experiment, try everything, and find what brings you joy. Because you don't want to be grinding for the rest of your life because somebody told you this is the path you need to take. So, great, good. Don't quit college, please. Hi, what's over here? Who's over here?
Hi, I'm Madison.
What's up?
They're calling 1 through 50.
I really want to know if you could be any Disney princess, who would you
I would
make?
just do it today, though.
If I could see them?
Yeah.
Be any Disney princess.
Oh, they all suck. You know who sucks the most? Ariel. Talk about bad decisions, man. That girl, my daughter watched it, and I actually didn't let her see any, like, let her watch Moana and Frozen and Brave, and that was it. And I was like, these other princesses, I'm not okay. You can watch them when you're older. And these are the issues I have with these characters. And so then she finally, the last couple months, started watching them. And I was like, how did you like them? She's like, I liked Cinderella, I liked Snow White, I did not like Little Mermaid. She's dumb. I mean, God bless her, she is. But she's not dumb because she's inherently dumb. She's dumb because she wasn't really raised right. She wasn't given the right, circumstance to grow. Again, she should have had a gap year before she got some legs. All right? So, if I could be any princess, I guess I would definitely be Elsa because she's most my type. And the funny thing is, I heard that in the original drafts of Frozen, she was the bad guy. She was supposed to be evil. And they developed this incredible sisterhood over time, development time, which is universal. It's so beautiful. Also, she kicks ass, and she has that weird water horse thing. That seems fun. So yeah, I would be Elsa. I don't know. Maybe I'd be a more competent Ariel. I'd be like, no, where's the contract for my legs, okay? Also, let's do a background check on that prince. What's he doing up there? Where is, is he clean? We don't even know. I'm a very romantic person, as you can tell. Thank you for your question. Over here. Hi. What's up?
Hi, I'm Bella. I'm going to a LARP for the first time this fall.
Wow.
Yeah, so I wanted to see if you could help me out, make my NPC character, if you want to help me out.
I love it. Well, you want to do some spells, so you got the baggies in your I would just be a sorcerer, but let's see. You're an absent-minded sorcerer, so you always forget your spells. And you have a phobia of trees. Okay, go. Are you open to this?
No, I love it. This is
Okay, good. All right. You have a brother who's an ogre. And your parents run a potion shop.
Perfect.
And you're actually secretly addicted to health potions. You sip them all the time.
It's like
not good for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the fancy equivalent of heroin. Let's not go there. Let's just say it's like a Red Bull addiction.
Yeah.
With extra caffeine.
Oh, accurate to me, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Live your truth. Okay, good luck. Bye. Over here, other Cassia.
Hello, my name is Brianna, and I actually have a sort of meta question, I guess. Is Charlie really as like a tech wizard as the real life in your life?
You think, am I a tech wizard?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely the person in the house who knows how to hook things up. I am not as good, I just made my own PC, but I did it at a studio with someone supervising, and I need to put another graphics card thing in the new PC, and I haven't opened it up because I'm a little afraid to open it. I will say that. I would say that I'm an 8 out of, I feel like Charlie's better than me. She's definitely better than me. I always wanted to be a hacker. And then people on the, guys on the internet, I was like, oh my God, they're so cool. They turned out to be not so cool guys. Sadly, those lurky people. I just want some white hat hackers to come out because the black hat ones are just way too busy lately, you know what I'm saying? But I think that Charlie is better than me, but I'm competent on a civilian level. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Thank you so much. Put your blade away. Hi, over here.
Hi, Felicia.
What's up?
Do you have any odd pet peeves?
Oh, I think it's absolutely disgusting to drink your cereal milk. And if you do it in front of me, I will walk out of the room. Who else is repulsed by this? Thank you. Who drinks their cereal milk? Oh! The funny thing is, in New York, there's a place called Momofuku, and they have cereal milk ice cream that is excellent. So I don't know what my problem is. I think it's just you're drinking used milk, you guys. It's used. and it has your own backwash in it, which is fine, but for some reason, I'm not okay with it. Would you drink somebody else's cereal milk? Okay, so this is really a self-loathing on my part. I hate myself. Not a surprise to me though. Okay, thanks for that question. Hey,